I understand the double standard here. I completely understand this, but I think it's necessary to call attention to this. So here's the guy who is busted with a hooker, who on Friday after one of the votes, not the final vote on the budget repair bill, but the vote to engross the bill, which basically is the way engrossment has been described to me. It's like basically you put the letter in the envelope and you seal the envelope, and then you put the stamp on it, and then the only thing left is to mail it. I mean, the final vote is to mail it, but it's sealed and finalized. You can't amend it. After the vote to engross, he turns to a female conservative Republican who is also from the Oshkosh area, looks at her and says, "You are effing dead." He didn't say effing, he said the whole thing. He says to a female colleague, "You are effing dead." Now, I asked her about this because I first heard this story over the weekend, and so I did contact State Representative Michelle Litjens, who also represents the Oshkosh area, and I said, first of all, I don't want to put any words, what did he say to you? And he said exactly what I said. She said, I'm hoping that he was just referring to the party in general, but it wasn't very comforting. She says, I wish I would have had a comeback for him, but I allowed him to intimidate me. I'm just suggesting that if, in fact, there was a conservative Republican at any level of government who in 1 week was arrested on prostitution charges, we found out he was arrested on prostitution, and then turned to a female colleague and said, "You are effing dead," on the floor of the state assembly, that person's career would be over. Now, here's my challenge. Is anybody in the media going to follow up on this story about Gordon Hintz? All you need to do is call the state representative. Call Michelle Litjens, ask her this question. Call Gordon Hintz, ask him. Call other members. And if he denies it, I actually have a list of other legislators who heard it. So here's the deal. The Oshkosh Northwestern. You have 2 Oshkosh representatives. Is it acceptable behavior on the floor of the assembly for one to say to another, particularly a man to a woman? Frankly, if it had been the other way around, I don't know it would have been that different. You're effing dead? And this is like how many, weeks after Arizona? Once again, having been lectured by the media, having been lectured by Democrats and liberals, this sort of thing. So I want to know, and you need to watch this story, whether or not this is going to be picked up. Now, will the Milwaukee media pick it up? Probably not, because I mentioned it first, and so the Journal-Sentinel is going to drop that into the memory hole. But up in Oshkosh, you have 2 prominent public officials. Michelle Litjens and Gordon Hintz are big-time figures in that area. You tell me whether or not that is acceptable behavior for a liberal Democrat.
PBN, for news that affects America. Join us on our live show at pushbacknow.com.